I'm with my dear friend Noell with Jett Set Farm House.
So glad to have you here.
We're so glad to be here in fabulous Florida.
Yes.
It's absolutely beautiful. So we were actually here kind of hanging out, working on a few projects, but she showed me this fabulous find, and I want you to tell everybody about it. But we're going to show you how to make it and turn it into a beautiful indoor container.
Absolutely.
Or outside container.
Yes, outside. I'm going to put it on my outside dining room table, so it'll be perfect. So 2 years ago, I was home in Missouri visiting my grandfather, and he said, "Do you want to come pick my barn with me?" And I said, absolutely. So we went outside and he told me stories about everything in the barn and then let me just take whatever I wanted with me.
Oh,
so I overloaded my car. I had stuff strapped on the top and I drove it back to Florida with me and my
like
4
the
kids.
Clampets.
Yes, absolutely. Every gas station I stopped at, people were looking like, what?
And you found
I
all
made it, yes.
kinds
And I
of
have so many
treasures.
beautiful things. And then he just passed away in September. So I'm so thankful for that opportunity and for all the amazing things that I now have in my home that I get to remember him
So
by.
special.
Yes,
We
so
are
special.
going to amp this
Oh,
up.
I'm so excited.
So I saw this sitting out there outside on her porch, and I was like, okay, we need to definitely fluff this out and
Absolutely.
zhuzh it up. So, Noelle, one of the first things that I always do when I'm making an indoor container garden is I always line it with a really thick, the heavy-duty black trash bag.
like the contractor bags.
Yep, exactly,
Perfect.
because it helps protect it. So I just simply took some scissors, cut it all out, and then it just helps protect it. Okay, so that's the very first thing that I do.
Okay.
The flowers that I like to use, orchids, any kind of gorgeous tropicals. You can find these at any of the local garden centers, hardware stores, but any sort of ferns. But what you want to look for is the smaller size containers.
Okay.
So this is known as like a 4-inch container is what
Right.
they call it. And then also they have these little tiny mini 2-inch, which really work well for stuff and shove.
Okay.
So you want to have a beautiful collection of tropicals. And I always like to look for different shades of greens. So just don't stick with the really like dark greens. Make sure
mix it up a little bit.
Exactly.
Okay.
It helps give nice accents and different flares.
Perfect.
So we're always going to start with something tall.
Okay.
So the 3 T's, you got to have something tall, something thick, and something trailing.
Tall, thick, trailing.
Gotcha. Okay. Our orchids are going to be our tall.
Those are tall, yes.
We're literally going to anchor these in the center, and let's get these beauties out. So if we want to open this up, and now one of the things, if you're having a party and you're trying to get something done really fast, I don't take the pots out off of the pot. I literally
Just leave them in there as is.
Yes.
Okay.
And then if you want to come back later, you can plant them. But oftentimes when you take the pots out off of an orchid, it just gets kind of messy. So
Okay.
I often just keep them inside the pot.
Nice.
Okay. So we're going to place that in the center. I'm going to let you do that.
There's center.
And then we're going to give it a few friends, and you're going to go on the opposite side, and we're going
Like
to keep
to the end or just in
Let's
the
keep
middle?
them all in the
Okay.
center. I usually like to keep everything tall in the center and then kind of work my way down. So I'm going to come over here. We're going to give this a friend. Perfect, just like that. And also go ahead and make sure that you are, I'm going to flop this one and go on the other side.
Okay.
So was this a toolbox of your
Yes, it was
grandfather's?
an old toolbox.
So what did he use it for? I mean, like, do you
I have
act-
no idea.
Oh.
So some of the things that he's told me are like old hay pickers or ice, like that ice picks. So many cool stories, but this one he didn't have anything super exciting to tell me about it.
Well, that's what's so great is for everybody to always be on the look for unique containers.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Anything can become a container garden. So it's a lot of fun. Okay, next, now we're gonna add our lower things.
Okay.
So I'm gonna let you stuff that side.
Okay.
And I'm gonna stuff this side.
That's not
so,
fair.
You're gonna do it, I promise you're gonna
She's
be
the expert over here. She's the novice.
Okay, wait, hold on. First, I forgot to tell everyone
Okay.
this. You want to make sure you give your plants a drink.
Okay.
And the best way to give them a drink is to give them a dunk.
Okay.
So I literally like to give the plants a dunk. And if you watch, do you see all the air bubbles
Right.
that come out? That's all the air. So that means that it wasn't very wet.
Oh,
So
wow.
once all the air bubbles are done, I literally take it out
Okay.
like that and just kind of let it drain off. And you want to take the tags off.
Okay.
And we're just, and then
shake it and
yeah,
let
just
it go.
shake. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you can like do this in a bucket, any sort of thing. You can do this in your kitchen sink, but I always like to have a bucket next to me, and
That's
I
very
give
smart.
everything a dunk.
Okay.
Okay, so we're just gonna start layering.
Okay.
Now, one of the things is we probably should start with some of the bigger plants first.
Okay.
So let's do the fern, and we'll put the fern in here.
Now, how do I know if I need to give it a drink or not?
Okay, so feel it. Does it feel wet?
Yes.
You're totally fine with it. Yes, go ahead, and you're just going to put it all the way in.
Okay.
Just like that. Great. Okay. You know what? We need to give this some elevation.
Yes.
So we are going to actually, we're gonna take this out of the pot.
Okay.
This is another one of my tricks.
Oh.
Because I didn't realize how deep the pot was.
Yes.
We're literally just gonna take it and turn the pot. So I took the
Okay.
pot, turned it upside down.
And gave you.
This is one of my
height.
expert. Yeah.
That was a good trick. See, that is why you're helping me on my side.
Well, you know, I didn't realize that the pot was that deep.
Yes,
But
it's a
see,
deep pot.
see how perfectly that
Yes.
sits?
That's perfect.
Just like that. Okay,
love
now let's go ahead and grab one of these.
Okay.
And I do not know the name of that.
Okay.
But it's just something
Probably the
pretty.
same thing, 'cause
And it's
kinda-
variegated. Yep. So take it out, and you're going to turn it upside down. Just like that.
on
Yeah.
the side or here.
That's perfect. You cannot do it. And that's another thing. So many people get so worried about like how and where to put the plant.
Right.
Don't stress out about it.
Okay.
Just have fun with it. But doesn't that look
It's gonna look
gorgeous?
beautiful no matter what.
And then let's
How
add.
can you go wrong?
I know you cannot go
No.
wrong. That's a Photonia. I do know this one because this plant is extremely forgiving.
It's beautiful.
Isn't it? And it
I
comes
love
in the
tones.
beautiful like pink variegation and the beautiful white variegation. It's so
Beautiful.
pretty. So we're gonna make sure we put that towards the front.
Okay.
So if you want to take that out and flip the pot and turn it upside down. And then, so a lot of people often ask me, Noelle, why don't you put like dirt or why don't you put anything in there? You can, but I'm often in such a hurry and I'm just trying to get it done soon. I mean,
you.
how many children do you have?
Four.
Right. So you're a busy mom.
Oh, yeah.
So you've got to get it done really fast.
Absolutely.
Okay, now let's fill in this hole over here.
Okay.
And I think we could go ahead and do that one. That's a
Okay.
great one. What do they call that one? Let's see if we know the name of it. Pink Allison arrowhead plant.
I love this.
Arrowhead.
Go Chiefs.
I know. Yeah, definitely.
I am from Missouri.
Oh, wow. Okay. So now I'm going to be adding palms here in the center of it.
Okay.
And we're just going to nestle all the way around.
Do you
See-
think that's too tall for
No,
right
no,
there?
no, no. I don't think it's too tall at all. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. It's perfect. Like I said, you cannot go wrong. Let me put this there. And then let's add in some ivy over here on this side. And that way we kind of have something. And I'm going to turn this
Something
around.
trailing, right?
Yes, you got to have something trailing. We've just done some of
What
our
about
thick
our
plants.
Okay, so these are considered thick.
These are considered thick,
Okay.
and then those are some trailing. So
Gotcha.
I'm turning this around so that way everybody can see it. But it's just a beautiful ivy that you can have on that side. So I'll start working on this side as you flank it out. And another great thing that you can do to keep these nice and moist without having to take all the plants out is just have a spray bottle.
Okay.
And that's a great way.
Spritz them.
Yes, to
Okay.
keep them nice and wet. It's a super fast and easy thing that you can do. Now, we're kind of making some messes.
Okay.
That's okay. There you go.
I have 4 children.
Oh,
Used to
my
messes.
God, goodness. So do y'all do a lot here in your kitchen? I bet this is like the center of
Oh
your
yeah,
home.
it is definitely the center of our home for sure. We actually designed the entire downstairs layout based on this kitchen.
Really?
Absolutely. So we knew we wanted it to be the center of everything that we do.
Well, it's absolutely beautiful.
Thank
It's
you.
so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna anchor this in with some
That one's so
ivy.
pretty.
I know, isn't it? So what I like to do is just constantly kind of turn the
Okay.
container around, so that way you can take a look and see all the different holes.
Okay.
So I see a hole right there.
Right.
So let's just go ahead. I think let's do one of
like that
these
one, yeah.
in there, and we're gonna simply turn this over just like this, just like
Use this
that.
in here to give it some
Yeah,
color
I
on
think that would be
corner.
good too,
Okay.
just like that. That's good. And then we've got a few more little trailing things.
Might just
Yeah, and
do
we're just
that.
going to basically move it over. Do you plant with your children?
I do.
I bet. Do they love
Oh
it?
yes, absolutely.
So much fun. It's such a great thing to do with your kids,
Oh,
and
yes.
it's
My
just
kids love nothing more than being dirty, so
it's a lot of fun. Okay, let's grab those few
Okay.
from up front and let's finish stuffing and shoving. So like I said, you want your 3T, something tall.
Right.
You've got your thick, and then you always want to have your trailing.
And these are perfect trailings.
They're beautiful trailings. And I like to make sure that we, repeat and have the trailings all throughout.
Okay.
So I want to
It's not just trailing on one end or the other.
Exactly. Always make sure that you have some things that are trailing in from the center of the container as well. So that's always a good thing to make sure you go throughout. And then let's go on this side. I'm going to turn it back around. And you know what? Those are perfectly fine because they come apart. And if your plants start falling apart, those are actually just going to be
the same as that. You want to put it there?
Yeah, go ahead. We're going to go ahead and we're going to go for it.
Okay.
Because see, then it just look how pretty that looks.
Yes, it does. You're right.
It's totally fine. And then, gosh, look at all the plants we've used to stuff and shove. Okay, let's put that one. And that's actually a rubber plant.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. That's just a little tiny baby rubber plant that that's what it looks like before they turn into, big.
Are you serious?
Yeah, seriously, that's what they look like. And
how long does it take to get really big?
I would say definitely that probably would take about 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they take a while to grow. That's a little tiny baby.
Aww.
And look. So
that's perfect.
You take your trash bag and you just tuck it in. So we've already kind of started, right? So you can't see it. And then another easy thing that you can do is just take a paper towel to wipe all the leaves off.
Okay.
But we've got to give it the finishing touch. And that is gorgeous moss.
Ooh.
So let me tuck it over on this side.
Okay.
That's called Rhett's reindeer moss.
Ooh, this is beautiful.
And do you feel how spongy it feels?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's so super comfortable. So come over here and add some moss, and you're just literally gonna shove it and top dress it. It looks so pretty, just like that.
So it makes it look like it's finished and really planted. And
Exactly. It gives it that finishing touch.
It.
And I always try to use a really bright green color.
Okay.
Because it just accents the container.
Gotcha.
They have moss. I know
Spanish moss.
You can definitely use the Spanish moss, but don't use the moss because why? What's in that?
The
moss?
red bugs.
Have your kids brought them inside?
Oh yes.
Oh my goodness. So do not use the Spanish moss.
No.
Try to use
the
moss.
Bake it.
Is that what you do?
Yeah. Yep. Bake it at low heat.
I did not know that.
Really?
You bake the moss?
Yes.
No way.
Yep.
Okay. I did not know
Very
that.
low heat.
And then how long do you bake it for?
Just 20-30 minutes just to warm it through and 200 degrees, so it's not very hot.
Okay.
And that way it doesn't turn brown or anything.
And that's how
it kills the bugs.
I had no idea.
Yep.
So cool. Okay, so let's see. Look at that. We're going to turn this around so you can see. And we've got a gorgeous, beautiful centerpiece.
I love it.
That's fabulous for outdoors to keep it alive or to keep it living as long as you can.
Okay.
You want to make sure that you clip out anything brown, anything that starts to die.
Okay.
Simply by taking it in some scissors and just keeping it clipped out.
Okay.
And then you want to make sure that you keep it misted at least once a day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a good job for crew.
Yeah. Oh, you definitely. That's a
would love
fun
that.
thing to do with your children.
Yeah.
But this is a great indoor container or outdoor. And then you just want to make sure that it gets at least, probably about 4 hours of indirect sunlight.
Okay, so it'll be fine on the covered porch.
100%.
Perfect.
You've got a gorgeous container. Beautiful.
Love it.
Okay.
Does it, but very good justice.
Yes, for sure. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, this is our beautiful indoor container.
I love it. Thank you so much. So beautiful.